Son of a... That ain't working worth a damn. Son of a... Alright, so welcome to Maintainer's Garage. I'm Bags. Clearly, I had a flat tire. Clearly, I have a leak in my tire, and that leak is right here. Hopefully, you can hear the change. So it's the bead where the tire sits on the rim. So I'm going to try to fix that today and drag you along with me. For that, I'm going to jack up the car, or I'll jack up this side, take the wheel off. All right, so let's get into that. Flat tire, the jack won't fit up under the front jacking point, so we're going to go to the rear jacking point. You could jack it up from the front. There's a nice, beautiful aluminum cross member, and I call it a cross member, but it's actually an entire cradle. But anyway, you could do that there. I've got videos on that. If you wanted to ever see that, I'll put that there. But yeah, and somebody commented on one of my videos about my pucking not being strong, not being secure. Hey, I've had these since about 2012. Put an eye bolt in it, secured up there, and all I'm going to say is Google the compression or watch a video on what it takes to compress a hockey puck. Just saying. If you think something's dumb and you don't understand it, or if you're not sure about it, hey, you know, you can call me out about it, ask me about it. I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many PSI this takes to crush, but I can tell you when I looked it up, it was a lot. It was a lot more than my car weighed. And so I've used these. I know a lot of people have. Just because a lot of people do it doesn't mean everybody can do it. Doesn't mean you should do it. I'm just saying, if you look into something, if you don't understand it, you might find out there's a reason why people are using it. Just saying. Anywho, slap this in, jack this up. And make sure you chalk the other side so the car doesn't roll, put it in gear, e-brake, all that safety stuff. So yeah, so we're all jacked up and good. And you know, we need a little more tolerance in this world. You know, somebody has a differing opinion, different view of yours. Try to tolerate it. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Bro, that's why Mellow Yellow's just as good as Mountain Dew.
Shut your lying mouth. Anyway, back to tolerance. All right, so now we got to get the wheel off. 19 millimeter and the impact gun will get you there. I'll tell you what, I've had this Porter Cable 1/4 inch impact driver 6-7 years. This thing is jam up. It does lug nuts. I mean, it's got to be, it's got a little battery indicator when you press the little button down here. It's down to the low battery. It doesn't do them very well, doesn't take them off very well, but half battery or higher takes them off just fine. Lefty loosey and 19 millimeter. Got a nice little lug socket with a plastic sleeve on it, not to damage the wheel. And I'll go ahead and say this. Sorry there haven't been more videos. I've got a bad wing. That'll be operated on here before too long. So if you see me doing something weird about lifting and whatnot, and you're wondering why, yeah, I got a bad shoulder. So that's part of the reason why I haven't had as many videos. Plus holidays, plus puppy, and puppy. Them mother freakers, man. Lots of work. Anyway, take the lug nuts off, we'll get the wheel off, and we'll start messing with this. Off it comes. All right. We'll move the camera around and get better situated. I did not do a job. I did not mark this at all. So yeah, it's right in there. So I'll put a piece of tape right here just to kind of have a good idea of where we're at. Yeah. Now I've got a little valve stem removal tool. We'll take the valve stem out. That will help get this thing all the way flat and we can get all the air out of it. So as we try to separate this bead and reseat it, be key. Also, I should have said this in the beginning, you're going to need an air compressor. This little thing is not going to be able to inflate this fast enough, hard enough to get that tire bead to seat. If you've never seen one of these valve stems, it's just a little piece of metal on it with a nice little rubber gasket, or it might be plastic. But when you put this back, when you put that back in to the valve stem, it doesn't have to be gorilla torqued, just snug. I mean, this little tool, finger tight, you're good. You'll hear, if it's leaking from there, you'll hear it. No need to, gorilla torque it and tear it all up to where you have to change your valve stem. As you push on the tire on the sides, right around here, you can see it doesn't flex at all. But right here, you see it, you probably can't see it there. It flexes right there where that tape is. That's why, like, when you push down here, it doesn't bend that much. But when you push here, it flexes a good bit. So I'm going to try to insert a plastic tool in there. I may pop the tire with a dead blow hammer a couple times just to see if I can get this thing unseated a little bit to ensure when I reinflate it, it gets a good seal. All right, I'm going to try one of these wedges, and the key here is, if you're going to use something that won't damage the rim, the wheel, the tire. A plastic wedge will work really well because it'll shape and whatever, but it won't tear and put bits of whatever inside your wheel. And you can see it's curved for her pleasure. Yeah, I know. But can't always not say it. And yeah. So I think we're in there. We're going to fire up the compressor and see if we can get some air in this and get this seated up. All right, now that that's done making noise, we're going to put the valve stem back in. And as I said earlier, this is just a simple gasket. Don't be too crazy with it. It doesn't need a ton of torque. You can just get the little tool, put it in there, and it's like snug. And hopefully, and that's it, like that's snug. So we've got a little compressor hooked up, we've got a little air gauge. We're going to pump this up. There's a little max pressure right there. It says 50 PSI. I'll show you a picture of that. Hopefully we don't have to get that high to seat that in. And all right, here we go. And I got a little gauge right here, so I have an idea of how much pressure I'm putting in here. And as you'll hear this, and it should seal right up. So we've got it at 50 PSI. Hopefully we've seated that. We could have exceeded the 50 PSI. I don't particularly like to. But the key here is we're going to bleed the pressure down and see if it leaks out of that. All right, we're at 23 PSI and holding. That's 20. Still no leak. 19, still no leak. So I think we're good there. We'll put some air in there. I just like using this pressure gauge to ensure exactly what tire pressure I'm at. This one's good within about 5 pounds. This one's good within about 2 pounds. So just want to be extra careful and check that. So I think we did this. I think we're fixed. Now all we got to do is put some air in this. We'll put it up to about 28 PSI. Put it back on. We can take our tape off. And yeah, that was jam up. And it ain't leaking anywhere from our valve stem. So let's put some air in here. All right, we're ready to put the wheel up. Anytime you change or you pull a tire off the car that's flat, you may have to jack the car up a little more. I didn't, luckily, but yeah, so we're gonna get this up and get it on. Come on, get in there. And we don't have anything under the vehicle supporting it other than the jack. That's a little dangerous. The only reason it's really not dangerous in this situation is me. I'm never under the car. No body parts ever under the car, so it's okay. If the car fell and landed on the rotor, no problem. Always hand start these. You don't want to hook up the impact gun and cross thread it and just jam that stud all the way up. And then you want to go in a crisscross pattern. Again, just get them all hand started. And that little gun there is only really good to about 80 foot-pounds, give or take, going forward. So I'm going to just blast the snot out of it, because I know the best I've ever gotten out of that's 90 foot-pounds. And these are torqued at 98 foot-pounds, and it'll be all right. So if I can get to 90, that's fine, but I'm probably going to end up at 80. But that's where you're just going to see me go to town on this and go with a whole bunch of ugga-duggas. Now we'll lower the vehicle, get our jack out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and remove my chalk from over here, because if I don't now, I might forget it's over there. And when I try to pull out of the vehicle, I may run over it and be mad as heck at myself. So protect yourself from yourself. I've said it before, I'll say it again. And don't forget the jacking puck. All right, now we'll get our torque wrench. Dandy Harbor Freight Special that has, well, not this particular one, but they've served me well for over a decade now. We'll set this at 98 foot-pounds. I'll tell you what, getting old is rough. Body starts falling apart. Eyes are going, shoulders are jacked up, and I legit can't see that. It's actually too bright. I need to get under here. And we're going to continue the righty-tighty trend. And maybe I can get better. If you can see, this thing, it moves just a tiny bit before it clicks. And then I'm going to go do all of them again. Come here. Just to ensure they're all tight. The last thing you want to do is have your wheel come off on you. All right, and then I'm going to get my little pressure checker and check my tire pressure once again. Now that it's on the vehicle, return my torque wrench to 0, put it away. All right, now let's see where we are. 28 on the money still. Fantastic. So if you happen to find yourself in a situation where your tire's leaking from the bead seal, and the biggest special tool you'll need is an air compressor. Those little tire inflators, they will never get enough volume to get that bead to seal. And you might not even be able to get it with the valve stem connected. You may have to get an air nozzle and do it that way. That's a little more dangerous because you can't, well, in mine, my air nozzle doesn't have a gauge on it. So I have no idea how much pressure is built up in there. That's why I like using this, because I have a general idea, again, within about 5 pounds of where I'm at. So anyway, hopefully that helps you. There'll be some more videos coming. It's going to be a while before I start getting into some stuff. I'm going to review my LX 470 here shortly. That'll probably be something I can do when I'm on the mend. I've got some more interior lights on the LX 470 to change. I've got the instrument, the aftermarket stereo trim. I want to finally finish that. Again, it's been about 6 years. I want to get that in there and get that done. But I sincerely appreciate all of you. I think I've got 1,353 subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have you give me a lot. I thoroughly enjoy doing this. I hope I help you. I've seen the comments and I appreciate your comments. Even the ones that tell me my jacking puck is stupid and is going to fail. That's okay. Bring that on. Make me defend my tool or my position or my idea, but don't be a jerk about it. Because again, we need more tolerance unless you think Mellow Yellow is better than Mountain Dew. Thanks for watching Maintainer's Garage. Have a great weekend. Have a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus, Happy Serial Killer Day, whatever it is, Chris Whittingham, whatever it is you celebrate, happy that to you.